Awesome. So you guys are the third podcast that I've done. So I might be a little bit new to it, but it's just I just try to talk to you guys, get to know you, and then ask questions that I think other people might like find interesting and that. So.
Yeah, just have a conversation, have fun.
Yeah. So first of all, you guys said you guys are from where?
So we're from Newberry, kind of in the middle of nowhere, about like an hour north of Akron.
Okay. So you guys are Cyxez?
So I'm Cyxez, and this is my
Kabbu.
fiance. Yeah, Kabbu.
Kabbu. Okay. How long have you been a band? Tell me, like, just give me a little bit about you guys and who does what.
So we met about a year ago, and then we got together in end of March and April, and I saw that he was doing music, and then I started doing it with him. I've only been doing music for 2 months. So.
Yeah, basically, I've always loved making like instrumental music, and about a year ago, maybe a little more, I started singing just because I had no one to like sing my songs, but I wanted to have vocals in my music. So I like singing, but it's not really something I'm super passionate about. So when we started talking about doing music together, it worked pretty well for her to do, lyrics and vocals, and she can like be the main singer, and I just make like the instrumental tracks, doing all the instruments and all that.
Yeah, I looked at your guys' Instagram. I'm kind of busy, but I tried to do research bands beforehand. But you guys, it looks exciting. Do you guys have a guitarist? I thought I saw at one point.
So I've had, like, usually when I play live shows in the past, I've hired other guitar players to play just so that I can sing. But this, our group, it's mainly just gonna be me playing guitar, and then I've got 2 friends playing drums and bass. So.
All right, I'm excited for it. Let me see here. Find where I'm at. Yeah, how do you guys write songs? What you said that you kind of made the beats, but do you guys like write together? Sometimes like collab on like lyrics first, or just instrumentals first, or whatever.
So we usually have a topic picked out, and then we do the backtrack with the instrumentals first, and then we sit there and figure out lyrics together. It's not really much to it. Usually most of the songs are more storytelling, so it's like a topic, however the backtrack sounds, then we make the lyrics off of that.
Yeah, we write a lot of stories in our music.
Okay. Let's see. How do you guys like prepare for your shows? Like, you guys don't smoke or drink or anything. Do you get anxiety when you go on stage?
This is my first show ever doing.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. How about you?
Definitely still a little bit. I got so anxious when I first started, but thankfully I have a lot of opportunities like when I was younger to play. So it's not like overwhelming, but I still get nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mindset to deal with that is just to have fun. That's what people want to do when they're watching you. So just have fun on stage, and it'll affect the way the crowd feels too. So.
Yeah, at the shows, the best ones are when like some bands will just stand there, but some bands will like really like get into the crowd or something,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
it feels very personal, and those are always the best ones. A lot of moshing at them. So.
Yeah.
That's very exciting though for your first show. You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm really anxious about it, but I'm just gonna have fun with it. Whatever happens, happens.
That's the best mindset. So let's see. Tell me something about. It doesn't have to be related to the band, but what's something interesting about you two? What do you guys do when you're not making music or singing or whatever?
That's a good question. We like to go for. We don't do anything too crazy. We like to go for drives in my car, just jam music. We both love music, just listening to it. We love board games, and honestly, we kind of just do normal people, normal couple stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bryce just bought a record player for the living room, and so we've been just sitting in there and either jamming to. There's we got a Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of the early albums, where it's just like really. Anyway, that one, and then we got Purple by Stone Temple Pilots, and we've been listening to Purple a lot, as you can tell.
Sweet.
Yeah. Who inspires you guys? Like musically, what kind of bands have you listened to? Or are you listening to now?
Yeah, I feel like we've both got pretty different influences, which like helps us to collaborate. But if you want to.
My inspiration is definitely Evanescence and an artist called Isabel La Rosa and Ari Abdul. They're more indie type style, and then Evanescence is new metal.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've heard of the other one, but and then what do you add to the pot?
Yeah, so my biggest influence for a while was Avenged Sevenfold. Like they were my favorite band for years, and then I kind of got more into like the post-hardcore stuff, like Dance Gavin Dance, if you know them. But then there's other like bands that are not as influential, but I would still kind of tie them into my writing style, like Pierce the Veil, Metallica. There's definitely a lot of influence from those two bands for sure.
Okay. Sounds cool. I'm excited. I really love the shows, and I actually started the podcast because I was like, I love these shows, but I feel like I said, I wanted to get to know the people behind the bands and that.
Yeah.
But I feel like knowing that, even though I don't know every band, it helps. I feel like it's gonna help the viewers like see like which bands they really like and get to know you guys a little bit better. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's your guys' proudest moment? Can be musically or as a band or whatever. Something you've accomplished or something, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to pin it down to one moment, but
Yeah.
I've gotten to play with some really cool people over the years. There was a singer I used to play with all the time that was on The Voice about a decade ago, and I mean, like just getting to do stuff like that, have cool opportunities. It's hard to pin it down to one moment for sure.
No, yeah, I should definitely ask, like, instead of saying a moment, like, what are some things that you've done that are really proud of, or something like, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but let's see here. What's the biggest challenge you guys have faced since you started?
I think our difference in style, and I'm still new to it, so I don't know like techniques and all that. And he's trying to explain like words I don't even know and techniques to do, and I get really confused. So then we both get a little hot-headed with each other for a second about not knowing what I'm doing and not knowing what he's talking about.
Look up a YouTube video and try to find it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, I feel like there's always a little bit of that with any kind of collaboration, but we always work through it, figure it out.
I gotta stop asking one question. I won't ask it, but I'll let you know what it is, unless you want to answer it. But I find some bands are like, that's how you start fights, so we better not answer that. So how do you usually deal with conflict in bands? Because a lot of bands answer, their answers are just to love music and just try to find people that do love music with you as well. I feel like that's probably the most truthful thing. What do you think?
How to handle conflict?
Yeah, so how do you guys handle conflict?
I feel like for us it's a little different because we are engaged, so we just distance each other. One's in person's in the basement, one's in the room. We talk after it and figure it out after then, because music goes deeper than just music because we are engaged.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Different perspective on that. You said you've been in bands before. What kind of experience do you have? Like, have you played around here at any like local venues or DIY venues or anything?
Yeah, the Rialto was one of the last shows I did. Rialto Theater, kind of, other side of Akron, I guess, and that was a really fun show. People there were really cool. I played with like a band called White Girl Wasted, which is a kind of a local band. They were really cool. I actually started off. I like walked away from this part of my life, but I started off in like churches. That was where I first got experience playing. So I played at a bunch of different churches and met some really cool people with that I still talk to this day and have given me really cool opportunities. And then outside of that, I've done like straggler gigs. There's a swing dance band that I play with. So they'll throw on a big dance and I'm playing like 50s and 60s rock music, which is quite a shift from my normal style, but it's still fun. And then the guys that are going to be playing with us on Saturday, Ben and Michael, they're two buddies of mine that I've probably been in like 3 or 4 bands with at this point, mainly like punk and metal, classic rock, all of that stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I play in bands. That's kind of what I do in my free time. So it's always great to practice. I don't know where I'm going with that. I like to ask questions to try to find out. I do different things. I can play synth bass or whatever. I just like to play in bands. But right now I'm just learning stuff and taking it slow. But I try to ask questions that because I don't know, just questions that would help me if I got into a band too. So that if other people are listening and doing that, they might have some stuff. So do you have any advice? That's where I was going with it. Was if you had any advice for people trying to start a band, or just doing music on their own, like solo to act. What advice would you have for musicians, even at whatever level you're at or what they're at? What's something important that they should think about?
I would say that it is always better to just have fun, have friends, no matter what you're doing. Like, don't do something that's gonna make you miserable. Don't join a band that is, seems like it's gonna do really well, but you're not playing music you enjoy. You're not playing it with people you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a solo artist, just when it comes to writing, don't write for other people. Don't try to be like a top 40 hits artist just for the sake of being one. Like, write what you enjoy, play what you enjoy. If you don't, you will get so burnt out. And if you try to form a band with people that you're not friends with first, you will also get really burnt out, and that band probably won't last too long.
The hardest part that I found is finding people that want to practice enough. That's hard.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Anything from you? Any advice?
Patience and practice. I have a lot of patience, but doing music runs my patience really low because I want to get stuff out quickly, but I also want it to be good. So it takes a lot of trial and error of how I sound, how the backtrack sounds, changing the lyrics midway through singing it, and just a lot of patience, but practice makes the patience go longer ways.
Yeah, I would say with that patience, learning how to compromise with people, especially on writing. Like, if you're a member of a band, you have to remember that you are not the band, so sometimes you don't get to have your way, and you gotta do what's best for each other.
Yeah, and a lot of bands fall apart they just fall apart at social media. They argue about social media posts and that kind of crap. It's just post, but just figure it out. Don't break up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So, what are your guys' future goals? And after that, we'll probably, unless you got anything else, we'll probably get you guys out of here. But what are your guys' goals for the future? It could be this month. Could be this month, 10 years from now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely want to get more shows this year. just get experience under a belt. I know my dream for a long time has been like being able to do music full time in some capacity. And I'd really be okay with a lot of routes in that, genre of work. Like, I love producing. I do love playing instruments. Like, I'm a guitar player at heart, but I love writing and producing, and I just want to be able to devote as much of my life as I can to music. That's really my goal.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I've always wanted to do music, but then quite a few years ago I did do music. I was a perfectionist for 3 years, and then I quit. I did a lot of hobbies and never stuck with them because I thought I would never make it more than just a hobby. But with music and singing now and having someone I love as my producer and part of my band, I just want to get further into it and learn from it more as a person.
Yeah. I find music super interesting, but the best advice I could give is just stick with it, because it seems really hard, but then like after a while, like I'm sure you guys are already playing and stuff, and this is for like other people too. It just is like you just are putting things together that you know and creating cool things, and it gets better and better and better, and it's definitely worth it in my experience.
Yeah, I would say that no matter what, you're gonna get a lot of really cool experiences if you stick with it. Like, you don't even have to make it, so to speak. If you spend 10 years doing music and playing shows and networking and meeting people, you'll have so many cool memories and experiences, and a lot of that will carry over into really anything you choose to do in your life. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in music.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I would just suggest that you just keep doing music, because I saw some of. I'm sure you guys have some of the music posted, right? I'm not just.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a stage, but do you guys have like a stage or something in your house, or some lights or something?
Yeah. I've got some lighting in the basement.
Okay.
It's a little studio room, so you can see a little cubby.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We have drums, keyboard, some LED lights, and a lot of guitars in the mic. That's about it for our studio.
But yeah, we've got music posted on both of our Spotify pages and other streaming platforms too. So.
Okay. And your Instagram is just Cyxez, but how do you spell it? So we can get to that.
Yeah. So it's Cyxez. It's a combination of a few different things, but it's just like Cyxez, but with the first two letters of my last name. So it's CY, and then I just put a Z on the end of it to make it, cool, I guess.
All right. So, what's your most recent? Is it by album? Do you have an album now?
No, we're working on an EP right now, but the last song that we released is that Succubus?
Yeah, Succubus was the last one.
Yeah, and then we're working on an EP, hopefully gonna finish that within the next week or two, and then that'll be out hopefully in July. So.
All right. So you guys are you guys that's it. Anything from you guys before we go? Any questions about the Jam House or anything? I don't know.
No, just come see us at Jam House on Saturday. I'm Cyxez. You can find me on Instagram. This is Kabbu. You can find her on social media and Spotify. So yeah, check us out. Give us a listen. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.